The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom takes place in the same Hyrule as Breath of the Wild, and some fans were concerned that it wouldn't feel new enough. I think lots of people are pleased with the newness at this point, and I also think there's a certain magic to seeing the same Hyrule in a totally new way. One of the game's developers made a comparison to an unlikely place from Nintendo's past. Technical director of Tears of the Kingdom, Mr. Takuhiro Dota said, "When I was working on the programming for Wuhu Island during Wii Sports Resort's development, I remember Miyamoto-san saying that he wanted to turn the actual stages of games into characters. What he meant by that was to create one island and use that as a base to add various kinds of gameplay in different games. The idea of having new discoveries in the same setting was striking to me. I'd been wanting to try this idea with other titles, and I suppose this game would leverage that kind of approach." Wuhu Island is the setting of not only Wii Sports Resort, but also Wii Fit and Pilot Wings Resort, with an appearance in Mario Kart and Smash Brothers as well. This idea, which Shigeru Miyamoto called the island concept, was created to be a recurring setting that appeared in a whole series of games. We haven't seen the island in a while, so it seems like that didn't quite pan out as intended, but it's clear that a lot of people loved Wuhu Island, myself included. Even within Wii Sports Resort and Wii Fit, you get this feeling like, hey, I was here for the Frisbee Dog game and now I'm flying over that beach, or hey, there's the court from the basketball game, now I'm cycling by it or going for a jog there. Seeing the island from different angles and in different contexts grows your familiarity with it, gives you a strong sense of place, and even makes it feel like a friend in some way. A setting as a character. Tears of the Kingdom's Hyrule gives you the same feeling in a different way. We saw Hyrule from lots of different angles in Breath of the Wild, but only really in one context. I always kind of wished that Breath of the Wild had a post-game where you could explore after Calamity Ganon is defeated. Now in Tears of the Kingdom, we get that. We walk the same familiar paths, but everything is different. You get the sense this place is evolving and is truly dynamic. The fact that a place changes over time or as a result of certain events brings that place to life. And of course, we are getting new angles in Hyrule as well, new ways of viewing the same land, specifically from the sky. Hyrule feels like an old friend revisited. The Legend of Zelda series is no stranger to this concept. In Majora's Mask, the 3-day cycle that Termina goes through, the dramatic changes over those 3 days, that makes us attached to the place, feeling such grief for Clocktown and all its inhabitants. Skyward Sword is known for its backtracking, but the locations are a bit different with each revisit. And my favorite part of the game, the Silent Realms, took a familiar setting and made it mystical and foreboding, beautiful and terrifying. A whole new context, even with different versions of the same musical motifs, something else that Tears of the Kingdom does as well. And beyond gaming, strong connection to locations is just a thing. I recently revisited my old elementary school's playground, and it was completely different. New playscapes, new ground cover, the blacktop was in a completely different spot, but because I knew the place for years in my childhood, my eye jumped straight to the old set of monkey bars that's still there, the big tree that's still there that was my go-to hiding place for hide and seek. And those familiar elements anchor me in the new environment, merging past and present, and that's a unique feeling. Hyrule is a sort of playground. In Breath of the Wild, there were endless ways to play in the same playground, limited only by our imaginations. In Tears of the Kingdom, we return to the same playground, but almost everything is different, and we return with new toys. The things that stayed the same have different meanings to each of us. The tree in my childhood playground was like a secret base to me, but maybe it was a rocket ship to someone else, or a clubhouse. The Tabantha Bridge in Breath of the Wild was a meaningful spot to me because it's where I could go visit Dinral, my favorite dragon. The Shrine of Resurrection and the Great Plateau are special to all of us, so I'm sure a lot of us headed there in Tears of the Kingdom to see what's different. Maybe there's some nostalgia at play. Seeing a familiar place is a bittersweet reminder of good times in the past. But we aren't just replaying the same game, we're being offered a fresh perspective on what we once knew. There's something immensely satisfying about that. Celebrating the old and welcoming the new. New mechanics, new storylines, new secrets to find, new mysteries to uncover, all in the same old Hyrule. That change really brought Hyrule to life, and I couldn't be more excited to explore. What do you think of Hyrule in Tears of the Kingdom? I have more videos planned on the game as I continue to play through it for the first time, so subscribe if you're interested, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.